Continuing Chapter 8 by me. It will be hard for both sides at first, but I feel it is time for peace, Father, for all of us. King Asper leans forward in his chair. Sighing, he says, "Perhaps the time has come. You, my dear, may prove to be a wise leader for your people." Smiling, he continues, "I hope lost my place. Smiling, he continues, "I will have a peace treaty drawn up, and we will review it together. In the meantime, Galen, you will need to prepare our warriors for battle." I whisper, "Battle." Galen places his hand on my shoulder. He says, "Larg, it's not going to just allow you to walk in and take the throne." Looking up at him, I reply, "I know. I just assumed there would be some other way. I don't want more bloodshed on either side because of me." Galen says, "There is no other way. The blood will be on Larg's hands, not yours." I nod, but his words still didn't make me feel any better. King Asper looks to his son, saying, "Perhaps you can give Dorothy a tour of the city, Galen. Would you like that, my dear?" I smile at the king, answering him, "Yes, I would love to see your city. It's quite amazing." Galen held out his hand to me, saying, "Shall we go then?" Hesitantly, I take his hand and stand up. We start to walk out of the room. I look at Galen, saying, "Wait, I have something I wish to ask your father." Walking back towards him, I ask, "King Asper, I have a favor to ask of you. It is not for me, but for my friends, the Garlanians. Is there any way at all that you can help Captain Arton and his men, as well as his crew on the ship? I fear for them all if Larg finds them." King Asper says, "I will see what I can do." I nod, saying, "Thank you." I turn, leaving with Galen. After the tour of the city, Galen walks me back to my room. "I will see you later for dinner." With that, he turns. I watch his back as he walks away. I close the door, leaning against it. I slowly walk over to the window, sitting down in the chair that faces it. I pull my feet up under me and lean back, closing my eyes. I jump at the knock at the door, wondering if it was Prince Galen again. I check myself in the mirror, thinking I was acting like a silly schoolgirl. I turn to answer the door. Nerissa stands in front of me, smiling as she exclaims, "I knew everything would work out once Father met you. Now, what are you wearing tonight?" Nerissa walks gracefully past me, turning towards me. I said, "What is wrong with this?" She sighs. "That's day wear, silly. You need something more elegant." I watch her pick up a device on the table. She then sits down on the edge of the bed. She says, "Come sit." Patting the space beside me, I look at the pad she holds in her hand. On it was a selection of beautiful dresses. We both finally agree on a dark burgundy one-sleeve dress. "So do we go pick it up, or do they deliver it to us?" I ask. She laughs. "We get it out of the closet, silly." She opens the door to the closet. Inside is the dress we had selected. She smiles, saying, "All the dresses we've seen are in here. The pad just saves us the time of hunting for what we want. Once you select the outfit you want, it is moved to the front of the closet." Once I was dressed, I stood in front of the mirror. The dress was just as beautiful as the other one. My red hair was pulled away from my face and hung down my back in tight curls. Nerissa places her hands on my shoulders, smiling back at me in the mirror. She sighs. "My brother doesn't have a chance." Laughing, she turns and walks to the door. Realizing what Nerissa was up to, I replied, "Galen and I are two very different people, Nerissa. Besides, I don't feel anything towards them except gratitude." I follow her out into the hallway. Nerissa says, "If you say so, but your eyes speak a different story every time you look at him and he you." I could feel my cheeks burning at her words. Could Galen be attracted to me I wonder. Even if he was, there is too much at stake to allow romance to get in the way. I cleared my throat, saying, "You're mistaken." After signing the treaty, King Asper had insisted on escorting me to the dining room. He now sat proudly at the head of the long wooden table. Nerissa and I was sitting beside each other. Across from us were Galen and his 2 younger brothers. At the other end sat their mother, Queen Lauren. King Asper waves his hand for the servants to begin serving us. He says, "A toast to a new peace for both our people." After the toast, King Asper looks at me, saying, "Galen and I have agreed that you should begin combat training, my dear." I replied, "The Garlanian have already trained me in how to defend myself, your majesty. I don't see the point in wasting time with that, sir." Galen says, "They taught you how to defend yourself, but not how to kill. You need to be prepared to take someone's life if you need be, as well as know your enemy's weakness, whether they be Athenians or Garlanian. I am sure they did not teach you that, my princess." I glared at Galen. "I will not kill someone. I can't." Galen glares back at me, saying, I know you won't always be able to sneak up behind your opponent with a rock." I grimace at his words. He says, "I'm sorry, but you know I'm right." Grabbing the fork in my hand, I say, "I know, but I don't think I could if I had to." I look down at my food, pushing around the meat that sat there. Queen Lauren gently says, "That is what the training is for, sweetie. Let's not speak about such things any further. Now please eat, everyone. Brian has prepared us a lovely meal for tonight." As we ate, the younger boys started asking me questions about Earth and myself. I could feel Galen watching me, which I tried very hard to ignore. It was strange how one moment I can feel so angry towards him, then the next he'd make me feel so nervous with only one look. Once the meal was over, I said my goodbyes to everyone. Standing, I start to follow Nerissa out of the room. Galen grabs me by my arm, stopping me. He asks, "Would you come with me, please?" Hesitating, I nod, following him out onto a balcony. Galen stands with his hands behind his back. Looking down at me, he says, I am sorry if I upset you earlier. You must realize that you may not always have someone by your side to protect you. I only wish to keep you safe by any means. Will you please allow me to train you?" I swallowed, saying, "You will be the one training me, not someone else?" He raised an eyebrow at me, replying, "Is that a problem?" "If you like," I interrupt him. "Oh, no problem. I just thought that it would be someone else. I would love for you to train me." "Oh, I mean, it's fine." I could feel my cheeks turning red again. I look away from him, saying I should go. Big day tomorrow now. I need lots of sleep. Good night. I quickly walk away, feeling so embarrassed. I had to get a grip. Yes, he is attractive, but I have to remain focused. He was just a distraction that I can't afford to think to myself. Messed up again. He was just a distraction that I can't afford, I think to myself. Of course, now with my stupid luck, I will have to be spending more time with him. I couldn't decide whether that was a good thing or bad. The days turned into weeks, and Galen proved to be a relentless trainer. He had me training from early in the morning until sunset, only taking breaks to eat. I felt more like one of his soldiers than a woman. My body ached all over. The only days I got off was when he was busy training his men. Everyone from Captain Arton's ship had arrived a week after I had come to Chrislistian. Captain Arton and his men would be arriving at the city soon. At least we all hoped. Lady Flora was confident that Arton and his men were safe. They all seemed hopeful, saying that I had accomplished what they had hoped, a peace treaty with the Arthenians. Now all we had to do was defeat Larg.